Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell and welcome to 10,000 and Below, where I take a look at games that are ranked quite low on Board Game Geek. Many of them I played, like I take a look at 100 each time, or kind of go through 100, and this time I played 9 of the ones on the list. Some of them I haven't, and some of them I find to be interesting. Let's find out as we go through them together. We always take a look at the first and last one for no reason other than I arbitrarily made that rule. So this one is Aether Captains Triad from 2011. It's a self-published game from Todd Sanders. Looks like it comes in a clamshell. No. Oh, it comes in one of those clear boxes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sometimes we get those games in the mail to now, and I'm like, I don't know. They couldn't have made a box for it. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, but again, it looks like, see, this, for example, if you're just going to do this, make a board game and make the map. Having it be a bunch of cards, yet it's cheaper to make, I suppose, but I want a game that feels like it's quality. Yeah. Imagine if the 10th anniversary edition, imagine if this was a game. So imagine if you ask a question and you'll say, imagine if Tom was a sandwich. What sandwich would he be? It gives some options. Everyone votes for that, and that's what this game is. So this is the 10th anniversary edition, so I would assume it's very similar. Oh, here's an actual question. Imagine if Tom was a flying object, what would he or she be? A blimp, biplane, glider, frisbee, Learjet, or brick? Which is it? We'll go with blimp. All right. That seems like a mean one. They're not usually that mean. Chainmail and Sauron. All right, so Chainmail, I'm assuming, is about some sort of war thing here. It's from Richard Berg and Worthington Games. Okay, this came out in 2009. Worthington makes several lighter style war games, although Richard Berg's games are not usually considered to be light. It's unfortunate that board looks boring as all get out. Looks like some knights fighting each other, though. Sauron, The Battle for the Ring. This is from SPI. Oh my, this is a fairly convoluted looking game that looks like War of the Ring, but it's called Sauron. That cover doesn't even look like the cover to a game. It looks like the cover of a book. That does not look like Lord of the Rings at all. I suppose there's going to be some reasons that... Oh, that's unfortunate. It's from 1977, so we'll give them that. All right, Sonic the Hedgehog Battle Racers. I'm actually... Didn't I review this last year? No, I'm reviewing it quite soon, actually. Or I already have by the time you've seen this video. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this one. I found it to be too lucky. And you just program down cards, simultaneously pick cards and run down the track. I just didn't like it. It has nice miniatures, though. Here's a game that, well, let's first look at Extronaut. Then we'll look at a game that people should hear about. So Extronaut, the game of solar system exploration. This has a lot of ratings. I wonder if it was a Kickstarter. Huh. Well, I like how that looks. Building rocket ships. It looks realistic. It looks like a hard science fiction style game. Draw a mission card. It is ranked pretty low, though, for having that many ratings. You never know. Expedition Sumatra, though, Dadu. I really like this game. This is, this is like a roll and write game before roll and write games were popular. You know, it didn't even occur to me when I played it. And you'll see that you're filling in different animal tracks, connecting them around the board, trying to get different animals of different types. If I remember correctly, you put a glass lid over top of the map. There's different style maps that you can play all together. I really like the game. I like the theme of this one a lot. The components were not fantastic, considering everything else, but the artwork and graphic design were really good. If you come across this one, it is worth picking up. All right. Here's a Relic Knights game. Zoop. Okay, we're looking at Zoop because this one's called Zoop. And then Stoner Flux. Zoop. Be the first to run out of cards. From Per Valero. What else has he designed? Zombie Dawn. That one's rated in the 7,000s. But Zoop, you have different characteristics. Okay, it sounds like an Uno-style game, maybe. Stoner Flux is exactly what you might think about it. It's Flux, but it's about weed, and it's for adults. 700 plus rating. Now, I do think a lot of the Stoner Flux games that are bought as gag gifts. But I do know the Loonies believe in the philosophy of the game, or at least they did when they printed it. Here we have Ballen Rennen from 1977. Oh, a balloon game. Ooh, these balloons look cool. Oh, I like how that looks. Although, if you look at these carefully, these look like fishing. The balls that you put on a fishing lure, the bobs, and instead of hot air balloons. But still, I do like the board. I like the look of this one a lot. There's little sandbags. That's kind of cool. Altitude is delivering the mail. It seems like delivering the mail with a hot air balloon is a bad idea. Alrighty, continuing down. Who stole the cookie? And Chancellorville 2nd Edition. That's from 1974. A lot of older games down here. Who Stole the Cookie, though, is not old. It's 2014. I like you found the oatmeal raisin cookie. You found crumbs. Ah, that's one way to sell your game. Okay, it looks like a fun, silly little party-style game. I think I owned this game when I was a kid. I really think I do. That cover is really similar to me. I know I owned a lot of these different games, and I would read the rules for them. I look at the piece and go, wow, this game seems more complex than it should be. But and really, I mean, these don't look interesting at all to me now. But, I mean, this game was $8 when it came out. That's pretty cool. And it's an interesting battle. And I know a lot of people like war games, although this one is ranked a little low. Odysseus has 208 ratings. This one came out in 2001, so it's almost 20 years old. From Dominique Erhard, and it's published by Jumbo. I gotta say, it doesn't look like a 20-year-old game. It looks like a newer style game. Huh, that's cool. I don't know if the game is good or not. All right, Run It, Rich or Dead. I guess I'd rather be rich. Thieves. Didn't I just review Thieves? And Targets. I did do a review of Thieves, right? Yes. And I'll give it its rating 2. Thieves is a really bad game. It's literally randomly move pieces across a board. I don't know how this game got published, frankly. Targets. All right, this one has 133 ratings, and you're flicking them off a tower to try to land them on targets in the play area. I'm in! Although I don't know how hard it is to land on these targets. Those are actually nice-looking dice. It's from Zoc. Oh, I see. Okay, you have these little towers. Yeah, this looks fun! People are biased against flicking games, but they're not biased against taking, classy pictures with them on it. All right, that sounds like a fun game. Targets. Cubo, this is from Queen Games, and Party Animals. Cubo is a game in which you're stacking dice. Let's see if they show a picture of it here. You're putting dice out in different orientations, trying to score points. The concept is interesting, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, it's just an okay game, although it does have some cool dice. Party Animals I've never seen, but it has 118 rankings, and it looks like they really are party animals. Look at those animals having a good time. Very caricature-ish. And it's not often you see animals that are both humanized and caricatures. I mean, those are some giant heads. Oh, these special cards, they all do something, but they don't tell you what they do on the card. You have to mimic animal sounds. I'm sure a lot of people are in right there. All right, Family Flutterby. So Flutterby, you're looking for specific butterflies. Oh yeah, this is one of those games where you're picking up and looking underneath, because these things have underneaths, and so you're kind of putting them up and down to make the butterflies match what's drawn. It's a good children's game. I like the concept of it. This one here is called Fight! Dun, 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 dun. Designer Pennywise. And this is a cheap-ass game. I don't know anything about this one in particular. I never played this one. You place a coin and then take change. Be the last person with any coins left. Oh, I see. It was originally called Fight. Later on, it was called Pennywise. Then it was called Flip. Now it's a free print and play. That's interesting. That might be a fun game to play. I'll have to think about that one. All right, meanwhile, Tip Tap. There's another Queen game. 2 Queen games back to back. Tip Tap is one of those games you have to be careful not to throw away the outside here because you might miss it. You are just trying to... See, there's the outsides. You need to match the outsides with the inside pieces, which are here, and it will show you which ones you're supposed to grab. Sometimes you grab the outside, sometimes you grab the inside. They're different colors, different shapes. It's mostly, again, for a kid-style game, and I think they would enjoy it. It's kind of like a speed find something, but there's different ways to find it, outsides or insides. Star Trek 3! This one's ranked really low. 3 solitaire games in a box, none of which has very much to do with the movie Star Trek 3. In the Sherwood Syndrome, you must stop a sociologist who set up a king of the world on a planet with medieval technology. So you become Robin Hood. In the Kobayashi Maru, I apologize. I've read the stories about that so many times, I just never remember how it's pronounced. I know what it is, though. You can measure yourself against the standard version of the test, which can't be beaten, or against Kirk's reprogrammed version of the test, which can. Okay. Or you could compete with the Klingons for the allegiance. You have 2 weeks. What? This sounds like just a bunch of stuff thrown in a box. Wouldn't that bother you, though, if you bought a Star Trek game and this was the game inside? Feels like a very strong bait and switch. Wow, this is an old-looking game. Huh. Is this like a companion app that someone made for the game? Okay. Well, that one's fascinating, but I would not want to play it. All right, moving down. Scotland Yard. This must be a different Scotland Yard than the famous one. Also, Dark Millennium, the Warhammer 40K collectible card game. Let's take a look at Scotland Yard first. The detectives, you need to catch him. You enter each sector to find clues. You're going to form the face of the real culprit. Huh. Well, that is nothing like, the name Scotland Yard, but I like, man, that seems interesting. You mix and match the tops and the bottoms of the faces to find who the real culprit is. I like that idea. And then Dark Millennium. This one was made by Games Workshop and Sabretooth. Didn't I play this game? Yeah, I feel like I played this game. Yeah, back in the day. This was a precursor, I thought. To one of their other games. Huh. I thought I played this, and I thought it was good. But it's been a long time. Alrighty here. Make and Break Challenge. The Make and Break games have done very well. Battlefield Europe, Pixel, Castle Builders. This is over 100 ratings. I may have to, as time goes by, drop my necessity for 100 for me to look at most games. Castle Builders 3D, that does not look interesting. Alright, Widget Ridge. Snug as a bug in a rug. Dune from 1984. Now, this is not the Dune that most people know because it would not be ranked 12,156. This is the Dune that sometimes is pulled out. It says, this should not be confused with the Grail game Dune. It's based on the book rather than the movie. Oh, no, this is based on the movie. I see. Yep, there's stills from the movie. Has a lot of pieces. Whoever took these pictures put them in sand. Yeah, this certainly has a look of an 80s game, doesn't it? Oh, I like those pieces. Those are cool. I don't know if this game is fun or not. Like I said, I've heard about it before, but usually talked about like the other Dune. TikTok. I was taking a walk. This is Wordy Word. Is that the version I played? No, I did TikTok. You create words and you figure out what was create. You flip a sand timer. Got it. I remember this. Okay, so you are making words up for your teammate to guess, but the more time it takes them to guess, the more time you give to your opponent. So it's kind of a back and forth, fast and fun type game. I thought it was okay. It's kind of just a one-note shot party game, as a lot of party games are. It's okay. I didn't dislike it, but you might like it. That's TikTok. Moo. This one's from 2019 and already has 69 ratings. I want to say I've seen this game. This is not to be confused with Moo, the trick-taking game. You're building a city of 9 building cards. Okay, I like how that looks a lot. That's very pretty. That's a really pretty board and all. Who's the publisher? Bankards Editions. They did Bubbly Pop and Yokai. Okay, so they have kind of a style. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen this one. Batman Arkham City Escape. So I just did my top 10 DC games a few weeks ago, and this was definitely one of the games on that list. Batman is going up against a bunch of villains, but Batman has a bunch of stuff on his utility belt. Not great component quality, but a pretty good solid 2-player game that's nice and asymmetrical from Cryptozoic. Batman Arkham City Escape. Let's see. Team Yankee. This is a baseball game? No, it's World War III. Oh, my. Oh, it's based on the book Team Yankee. Okay, so there's 8 scenarios, modern tank units. And, of course, we're going to use fantastic-looking pieces on Oh, my. That's problematic. When you need to punch out that many arrows. Oh, it's the back. Okay. Well, some people love this sort of thing. 1987. All right, Rings. I feel like I've seen this game. Have I played it? There's rings of different colors. You can place a ring if it's next to a ring on your color or next to a base of your color. The winner is the person who's placed the most rings on it at the end of the game. Oh, okay. So it's an abstract area control style game. Man, I like how that looks a lot, though. That looks really good, right? Wonder why some of those are like just big discs placed face down. Let's see here. Robots. You know, some people need to get talked to about the names of their games. Star Trek Conflict in the Neutral Zone. This one's a newer flicking style game. I hate the name of this game, but it is a flicking game, so we'll have to see. I do like Star Trek too, and flicking sounds fun. I just hate the name. All right, Poker Assault. This one only got a 5 from me. Have you ever smashed your best friend with a full house? I have not. And you are using these to attack people with a poker hand. That's right. Yeah, that's not very good. And a lot of the cards have no special ability. I remember saying they look nice, the cards, but the game itself is not good. All right, 15 this game is called. That's an interesting looking box from 2011. Oh, it turns into a dice tower? What? That's cool. From Schmidt Spiel. Looks like a roll and write style game. Is that what it is? 6 dice. Put aside dice that equal blah, blah, blah. You can score points. Oh, it's a push your luck style game. Guess I'm not winning it anytime soon. And then Quango, or is it? Should there be a U after the Q? Alrighty. So here it's an abstract 2-player game. Put your discs, get 3 in one group of the same color, 4 in a square, or 5 in a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal row. Oh, okay. So it's one of those kind of games. I do like the colors a lot. Oh, that's interesting. So it's 5 in a row, but there's also colors. Man, I really feel like I've played this before. Yeah, I would play this one. Quango. Scrabble Scramble. Isn't that bananagrams? You get 7 of the set of 12 dice, roll them, and place a word. Oh, okay, so it's dice Scrabble. Well, that's interesting. How many are in this game? Oh, I guess they're just putting multiples in here. It says it's a series of 2 go, packaged in a cup. Oh, it's a small thing. Okay, I guess that's fine. You roll dice. If you like Scrabble, this might be a fun gift for somebody. Zico Mission Madagascar. I apparently did not like this game. Collectible card game. Well, there's one of the problems right there. A balanced environment. Oh, as you match things up. Bad graphic design. Yep. Collectible card game also. It's hard for a collectible card game to be good. All right, on a scale of 1 to T-Rex. I don't think this one's out yet. Is it? I saw this on from the Exploding Kittens people. This one is a party game, and you have to match your intensity with somebody else. Act like you're on fire. Be a cat. Direct traffic. I remember reading it thinking it was somewhat interesting. I don't know if it's out yet, though. Cover Up. This is from Out of the Box Publishing, isn't it? Yeah, Out of the Box Publishing. And it is a game in which you're trying to get 5 in a row. I wonder if I might rate this one higher now that time has gone by. Because essentially, there you're playing with pyramids. You're just putting pieces in here, but you can put your piece on top of someone else's pieces, therefore covering it up. And then once you have your pieces out, you have to move your big ones around, but there could be someone else's color underneath it. I like the concept of it. I'm surprised I only gave it a 6. Let's see here. This one has 95. There's a lot of... I'm going to take a look at this Night Moves, too. There's a lot of abstract strategy games in this one. Plateau X. You can put your tile on the board or move it if it's already on the board. Okay. Looks a little boring. Night Moves... And you got to get your sphere, but you must lay down wooden blocks, and you move the blocks like knights in a game of chess. So it's like soccer with chess pieces. All right. Let's see here. Dragon Hunt and Ginger Dead House and Labyrinth the card game. Those all have quite a few ratings. Let's take a look at them. Dragon Hunt came out in 1982, 2 to 6 players. Oh, definitely a game of its time, but definitely a game I would have been like, I must play this when it came out. I usually get annoyed at these hex maps, but that one looks pretty cool. Ginger Dead House. This is from Zafty Games. It has 207 ratings. Why so many? Godfather Death. A Grim Tower Defense game. I'm totally out of the loop here. I wonder why. I mean, it is not ranked high for having 200 ratings, but they made Tricky Tides, Starving Artist, and Cristallo. Oh, I like Cristallo, actually. Okay, I just must have missed this one. And Labyrinth the card game. So, similar to the Labyrinth games, but here you're placing cards down. Wow, that's a lot. Is that how big the board is? That's pretty big. That looks cool. I'd play this one. Agatha Christie, Death on the Cards. This one's coming soon. And then the last one we're taking a look at today, Word Porters. It's a worker placement word game. You're each in charge of one word. You tell other players only by placing workers for the hint which word you have. Huh. That concept sounds really... Sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic or out of train of thought there, but this sounds interesting. Came out in 2016. Doesn't get a lot of love, but I like the idea of this. Huh. Well, there you go. Some interesting games we've seen, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Tell me in the comments games that I should have talked about more, ones that you really like or hate or whatever it might be. Until next time, I'm Tom Bass, and you've been watching 10,000 and Below on the Dice Tower.